One of the foundational criticisms of conservatives by the left is that they are lowbrow. Leftists condescendingly recite the evidence for their own intellectual superiority, such as the fact that they read more and watch less TV than conservatives. But more than anything, they claim that constitutionalism is inherently anti-intellectual, and so it therefore obviously attracts less intelligent followers. But you would never know any of this by considering the simplistic, knee-jerk policy prescriptions of the left on so many of the great issues of the day that require walking and chewing gum at the same time. They say they are deep thinkers, yet engage in economic and social policies that require only shallow, one-step thinking and willful ignorance of history, while constitutionally based policies so often require multiple stages of thought and reliance on what history has proven. Now, revealing how shallow the left really is going to take a while, so this is the first of two parts. A prime example of this simplistic and misguided leftist logic reared its head again in recent days with controversy surrounding sportscaster Bob Costas. He's not a political philosopher, but he now plays one on TV. Costas's restatement of a gun control rant by a know-nothing sports columnist tastelessly delivered at halftime of a nationally televised NFL game the day after the murder-suicide by Jovan Belcher of the Chiefs has once again put gun policy in the spotlight. See, whenever a high-profile murder or mass murder occurs, the left simply calls for more gun control laws to fix future instances of the problem. Constitutionalists, favoring a strict interpretation of Second Amendment protections, look at the fact that more gun control applies not just to criminals, but to the vast majority of gun owners who are law-abiding, thus weakening their ability to protect themselves. And that criminals, by definition, do not respect or obey the law. Therefore, they will not abide by stricter laws, while law-abiding gun owners will. And therefore, more gun control actually creates a less safe society. The left has made a single calculation to reach its policy position. The other side has made 6. Which sounds more intellectually based to you? Then there's tax policy, which is at the center of debate over the looming fiscal cliff. As we consider how to fix the current shortfall in government revenues caused by runaway spending, the left's immediate reaction is to simply try and raise taxes on the easiest targets, ignoring the root of the problem, the cascading consequences of higher taxes, and the fact that it doesn't even begin to solve our massive budget deficits. One calculation. Constitutionalists, on the other hand, will make the argument that higher taxes burden job creators with higher costs and less profit, which means they create less jobs, which results in more private sector unemployment, less tax revenues flowing to the government, lower economic growth, and higher deficits. 6 calculations. There's no better example of this single-step tax policy than the president himself. After all, for all of his famed intellect and Harvard law credibility, the only specific promise Barack Obama made in his re-election campaign was raising taxes on the rich. We shall soon expect to see the effects of that policy on each of our lives. Next time, we'll talk more of the left's one-step policy solutions as we continue to consider the intellectual bankruptcy of the leftists who are now America's ruling class.